Hello everyone, welcome to Kissflow's Global Demo Day. I am your host, Megha, and with me I have our expert and speaker for today, Mr. Venkatesh Babu. He's a regional vice president and head of central pre-sales and a digital process automation practitioner. He's having experience in low-code, no-code for over 23 years now. And in today's session, Mr. Venkatesh will be helping you all on understanding how to implement risk-free process automation. This session will be for around 30 to 45 minutes. And after this demo is over, we will also have the Q&A session. So do make sure to stay till the end because we also are giving away 14-day free trial access to the attendees who are joining us live today for them to, after the demo, if you want to go explore the platform, try it out, you can definitely do that with the free trial link that will be given at the end of the session. So, without further delay, I'll hand it over to Mr. Venkatesh to take the demo. Over to you, Mr. Venkatesh.
Megha, thank you. Am I audible, Megha?
Yes.
Hey, thank you. Hi, hello everyone. I'm happy to see you in this webinar. I'm Venkatesh. I've been in the low-code industry close to 23 years now. So what we are talking is all about how we can make a risk-free process automations in low-code, no-code platform, right? So when you think about risk-free, which is usually when you do a process automations, we get two types of the risk. One is about the project management related risk. Another one is the technical solution relevant risk, which all are coming with the solution, what has been decided, how it works for us and relevant to that, right? So we are mainly focusing this webinar related to the technical solution, what and all, what sort of risk, what is there in the industry, what sort of risk we see it, how to mitigate, how Kissflow can help to address this sort of the risk, and what are the various components in Kissflow will help you to address the risk, to risk-free process automation related, right? When we say about a digital transformation journey, the analysts are talking about only 30% of the transformation is what getting in success, which is meeting the objective, which is created a value for the customers, right? So 44% is the major junk, which works in between, neither meeting, creating a value, nor it is sustainable for a long-term related aspects, right? So coming to the analysts like Gartner, Forrester, which they coming up with a certain level of risk when we finding a solution. One is we call it about the key technical risk which are coming up during the process automation, right? So these are the some of the risk which we are taking a deep dive into how to mitigate in further slides. When you talk about the process complexity, it's very important to understand the process complexity, to understand the tool which we select to sustainable for future complex future functionalities. Even a complex processes also is adaptable in the future, right? So today we have taken up for a simple or medium level of process. Tomorrow it may get into add up with more stages, more functionalities and all. But at the time, the tool also, whatever we select, it should be sufficient enough to adopt those changes. When you talk about the next one is the integration. So the integrations, the touch points and the functionalities, the connectors which are available all really matters. It has to be keep evolving. Some of the tools, what I have worked in the past, if there is a connectors are available, if there is a new connector, something to be created, that itself had taken close to about a month or two to build those connectors for the integration. So it should not be, right. So usually when we have about connectors, after that want to have any specialized connectors to be built, it should happen in a week's time or in a few days time, right? So that is how the sufficient integration mechanisms have to be encapsulated around the platform so that it's easy to integrate in enterprise landscape point of view, right? Then the scalability is the another thing. So when you have two things, one is the user point of view, the scalability. At the same time, the workload of functionalities when you load it, probably a document storage, cloud storage comes into picture. The performance, how easy it is to how how is the performance when we have a high level of documentations hitting at multiple users related, right? At the same time, the users, increasing the user base, it should still provide you the same level of sustainability in terms of the performance. It's very important in considering the scalability aspects. Then the technology. So most often we just look at it, the technology in terms of what is required for implementation point of view, but whether we should able to build this sort of the skills as in-house, or what is the learning curve in terms of having this technology, how easy it is to modify certain changes, and also those are of the parameters usually getting missed. That's why the analysts are highlighting this is one of the core point of the risk in the digital transformation. Then the skills and talent, again, it is connected with the technology. So the learning curve of the skills should be minimal so that it can be harvested in-house, or also the if you look something outside the skills, it should be easily available if it is something not able to harvested by by the organization itself. Then the governance. So each there is a project management governance is one side, but the tool should provide you the entire governance of process, the connectors which have been built, how many users management related and everything, so that as one as a one click, we should able to get the complete dashboard of the governance so that we can have a control of the process. Then we're talking about how to mitigate it. So it's very obvious, right? So when you have an organization, and we all are thinking about process automation, especially the approvals relevant aspects. But if you get into a department, HR, finance, manufacturing, or even operations, everyone possibilities are high that they are having some pointed solutions for fulfilling their requirements and all. That is the majority. So scaling up is the another issue, but if you look at it, there are multiple solutions, but how do we manage those solutions? That's all important. That's why we always look for a platform as a low-code platform rather than a solution. And the platform should sufficient enough for you to configure the processes, whatever the approval processes for any department. It should be an horizontal specific, right? For any department, we can configure it by our own. It's very important. When you do a configuration, it should be easy to adoptable, right? It easy to in terms of drag and drop features. Customer experience needs to be very should provide you a high customer experience. And also, it's a user friendly in terms of the changes. If you make it no code, something no scripting or anything, you would rather need to be provided for any of the functionality changes or anything, right? Everything should be part of drag and drop related aspects. The design, when you do a design, if you are frozen, the design later, many changes in the design, if you do that, should be very easy to modify it. Right? It cannot be something like it's impacting the previous cases, or it requires some level of development activities to build this, to make any changes related aspects. So the structure needs to be very clear and neat, so that any intermediate changes we would like to make it during the design, the process design, it needs to be adoptable, right? And then integrations, existing the systems, as well as the self connectors or custom connectors which you would like to build it. It has to happen in a day's time rather than a months or years time, right? And then security and compliance should comply the security SOC 1, SOC 2, SOC 3, whatever the standards which has been given, and regulatory for the various healthcare department, financial services, whatever the regulatory, it should be compliant. And also the cost of ownership, it's very important. The cost of ownership, what happens is sometimes we even get the product at a lesser price, but building any process, it always takes a lot of time. And more than that, every year when we maintain this processes, which also takes a huge amount of the investment for managing it throughout the year. That is really that's really a problem when you look into the total cost of ownership point of view, right? So that has to be always low. And then the governance, which we are talking about it, everybody, you need to have the tool should come with a default governance matrix, so that it's easy for administrator or the right personas can manage, can control the application access, and also can monitor and can guide that the best practices to the certain teams or the users who are using the platform. Right? How Kissflow, what we are doing it further is how a Kissflow can help you to have this risk-free process automation, right? So before that, there's something, an introduction about Kissflow. Kissflow is all about keep it simple and smart. Right? We have 1 million users currently using and spread over across 160 countries globally. Right? So we have this is a one platform which is being gained about 10,000 customers till now. We are in the 13 years journey in the low-code platform perspective. So one platform which can fits horizontally and can able to help you to configure all your process demands. And each process you can make it to production in a week's time, right? So that is the key aspect of it. So when you look at it, each process when you make it in a week's time, for example, in a banking sector, so there are certain level of processes you are having between the front office and back office, right? So you have a messy middle. So the messy middle which connects between front office and back office by having set of processes, right? It could be n number of processes. Usually our customers all implement about 100 200 processes for the customer, because anything you see, anything you are doing on over an email, anything you are doing over an Excel, anything you are doing on a partially some legacy systems, and then partially on the over an email you want to club together, you want to make it automation. All this messy middle will be helpful to identify your process automation journey. And when you take a process automation journey, it is very important to start with a department specific with set of use cases. And it's very important that how much time it takes into the production. Right? In Kissflow, you can configure a process and make it to production in every week. Right? So every week you can start releasing the production, the changes to the new processes to the production. So that level of simplicity is what bringing on the table. What is helping to have this simplicity is about, we have call it about set of levers. The levers which will give you access to automate your processes. It could be a structured processes, unstructured processes, or even about an application, a dashboard, reporting related aspects. And also each of these you want to have integrations by using our connectors, or the deadlines can be set, the SLAs can be managed, notifications and all those aspects. What you see on it, it comes with one platform. Right? And I'm going to show you that how easy it is to configure these sort of processes together as a user, right? So it can be, so usually Kissflow is known for do it yourself sort of mode. We call it citizen developer. We also, about 95% of our customers manage their processes, build their processes, configure their processes by themselves. Okay, so that level of confident what we are having on the platform by us as well as customer as well. So when you look at it to that, so what I'm going to jump on, I'll get into the Yeah. So this is the sort of a process, a, a process, the dashboard, what you are looking into that, which helps you to simply configure processes, unstructured processes and all. We'll start with the simple, and then we'll show you that what else is possible, and then we'll direct to the app stores where what sort of apps and all which is already available, and also you can also have a take a look at it whenever you get time, right? So where Kissflow has about close to about 5 various components, the major components. One is the process, which talks about structured processes to automate, and similarly a board for unstructured, an app for a dashboards, role specific, role specific dashboards if you would like to create, along with the reports, analytics, and all. Data set to manage your data, portal for any external portals you want to build it for your vendors, suppliers, whoever outside the organizations, they want to connect with certain application. Of course, you don't want to provide an access to your internal applications. You can create an external portal and then expose certain level of functionalities for your external vendors can do. And the platform also comes with you some level of template galleries, right? So you have a complete set of for 200 plus sort of templates which you can install, and you can start doing it. So either the process, it covers both structured and unstructured processes. It has about finance related, HR related, manufacturing related, also anything related to the travel, also anything related to logistics. So there are very much structured platforms, the accelerators which are available. We call it template accelerator templates. So you can use it, and if you want to edit it, you should able to do that as well. So we can also do a process. For example, I'm just doing an employee onboarding process. So the employee onboarding process will helps me to, let's see, for demo. Yeah. So the employee onboarding process, I'm just creating from scratch. So this takes me to a form builder. From the form builder, you can have all the fields which something can be configured. How you want to do a validations, you can do that. You can get an AI suggestions. So what sort of fields I should be getting, or I should configure it for things. So anything if you want to anything if you would like to make it like leave request process, employee, manufacturing, capex approvals, budget transfer, anything you would like to build some applications, you can look for an AI suggestions from AI. From AI suggestions, you can go ahead and take up the fields, and you can do it in case if you don't want to do it from here. The workflows will help you to build a simple the workflows will help you to build a simple steps, whether you can do it from scratch, or you can ask our the AI to get the suggestions, and from this you can take it up. The what I have just done is I have asked the AI to suggest, and then based on the suggestion I have accepted, and all those steps are coming up. Just in case if I want to configure it, whom to assign, whether I can do it as static or dynamic, I can do that. Whether the approvals, whom to assign, is it all to approve, or even only few guys approves, and then I can move it to the next stage. I can configure it. I can keep it an SLAs for each step. Accordingly, the notifications can go, and even the mails. In case if I need to enable a mail so that the approvals can happen through mail, I should able to make it. All those things configurations can happen in a single clicks, where you can get to know the details, and accordingly you can configure it. Permissions can help you that what fields, which stage, what fields you want to set it related aspects, right? So I can simulate it. It will help you to do a simulation, or I can do a go live as well. So in case if I'm submitting a case, right, by having some test data, and and when during a requester, I can also see that what are the various stages are available. Even the when you configure it, you can configure a sequence as well as a parallel. For a department specific, you can have a number of parallel stages, and accordingly it can flow. So when I submit it, it can help me to see where it is, which which assignment, which user is going to getting. Here I am the approver, so I can get it. In case I want to push back, instead of approval, I can, even push back that approval back and forth. It comes as part of the platform, right? And similarly, you want to reassign, you can do that. The administrative has a dashboard. The administrative dashboard can help you to reassign backend at the backend, so that if I'm, on some personal emergency, I can configure it. Administrator can also do a user bot. He can configure a user bot so that the approvals can happen based on certain scenarios, right? So all these things are available. And more than, if you want to have a document generations, if you want to create a document templates for any of the letters, purchase orders, or any confirmations or anything, or want to attach it over an email, it's possible. Similarly, it's possible for you to make an integrations with the third party. We provide about 40 plus connectors. We provide about we support REST APIs, SOAP APIs related. So we support the SSO. We support have a connectors almost for all Google products, Microsoft products, and all. So from your Microsoft Teams, you can check the status of the progress, what is in Kissflow, and similarly, if there are any progress happening, so you can integrate with the Kissflow, right? So this is sort of a structured process related, right? So in case if you would like to, look at it an unstructured related, for example, I'm just creating a background verification, right? Background verification process. This background verification process can help me. I mean, I'm allowing my AI to create it, right? So I'm just asking the AI to create a background verification process by itself, so that, sorry. So create a background verification process, which for education and work experience related, right? So the AI part in the Kissflow is across the platform. So from the process, you would like to have a the suggestions, and similarly here, this is unstructured processes. This is an alternative if you are using a Jira, ServiceNow, ITSM related and all. So, and then this will give you the process related to structured in terms of whatever. So when you look at it, this is completely created. This forms and everything is completely created by our AI engine. So this gives you the employee name, employee, the education related and whatever things. In case if you want to edit the forms, you can edit the forms. In case in the process itself, you would like to edit any process, any workflows related aspects you would like to do that, you still can access the process. So what I'll do, I'll create a one by assigning to me. I'm just creating one dummy request so that I'll get to know how it is. So this gives you a Kanban view, but in case if you would like to go with a view for a list, metrics view, and even a timeline view, which helps you to understand the timeline of the either the resources or the assignees and all, you can do that. And from here, I'm just making it in progress. I can do a drag and drop. I can also open it. I can fill in because it is assigned to me. I have to make it in progress. But if there are any sub activities, if I need to do, the system has an option to have the sub item creations. I can add more sub items. I can also assign the sub items. I can do similar to a deadlines, due dates to the assignees. I can add a watcher so that they don't need to log in, but they should be able to get it and all. So this is sort of a unstructured processes you would like to automate. And similarly, you can integrate your process, what you have seen previously, and then here. So what we are just doing in minutes, in a day's time, in similar way, you can able to make it a go live application, right? So in 2-3 days, your process and boards for a certain processes will be ready. So you can see that you can get the users can look into that, can provide the feedback when feedback as early as possible, and definitely that will save you a lot of the time and risk and all those aspects, right? So this is the in terms of the board. So when you look at it as a application point of view, right? So we are talking about structured process at the same time application development. This is all the application development which you can look about it. So this is for a retail store. You have a menus, you can build a menus, you can build a specific dashboards. You can also have, within a dashboard, you can have some set of the timeline view or some pivot set of view. Everything is configuration and it is all coming out of the box. You can take it up and all. Here you can also see a site acquisition for retail store. We are making a 360-degree view of I'm just trying to get a 360-degree, just a minute. So you can see a 360-degree view of the details what you are looking for. So everything is possible when you have some level of when you have some level of the requirements in terms of process automations, right? So similarly, you can see the timelines over here based on the facilities, what is available, the stores, what are available, and how it is occupied, and all. You can have it. Instead of it, you can also, instead of stores, you can also need to have assignees based, and it can help you related, right? And then we have, if you look at it, our website has almost all the details, and you can look into the app store. So these are the apps which are available for a procurement, employee onboarding, or even the inpatients for healthcare related, and retail stores. These all pretty much you can get the details, and we are more than happy to schedule a call with you and get a dedicated demos for you. So the objective is that when you getting into about a month, 3 months, 4 months, or whatever for an implementation, if you squeeze it and have it a process to be released in a week or two's time into production, obviously your risks of having into this into the early stage of findings and early stage of addressing the issues will be really helpful to have a successful process automation. So I'll stop from here. If you have any questions, I'm more than happy to take it up.